Hello gang, welcome to another video in this Rust for Beginners tutorial series. In this video, we will build a small guessing game. You will get an introduction into some core concept of Rust. Not despair if we feel like this is going over your head. We will dive deeper into the concepts in future videos. We are going to implement a guessing game. The program will generate a number between 1 to 100. It will accept a guess from the user and indicate whether the guess is too high, too low, or correct. If the guess is wrong, the user will be prompted to enter another guess. If the guess is correct, the user is congratulated and the program will exit. Let's set up a new project with the help of Cargo. So let's open up the terminal. Let's change into the directory that we were using for the tutorial. And here enter Cargo new and the name of the game, name of the program. I'm going to call it guessing game. You guys can call it whatever, it doesn't matter. Now we need to open this folder into VS Code, press Command O, guessing game. Okay. Let's open up the main.rs file. As we can see, it is exactly the same as we made it last time. Let's run this using cargo run. So open the terminal and enter cargo run. Yes, and as expected, it prints out hello world into the terminal. Now we will be writing all our code within the main.rs file. So let's get to it. So the first part of our program will ask the user for input, process that input, check if the input is in the expected form. Now I'll paste the code that I've written before, so we can save some time, and then we'll go over each line. So I encourage you guys to stop the video here and type out the code if you guys are following along. So this the code that I've pasted contains a lot of information. So let's go over it line by line. To obtain the user input, we need to bring the standard input-output library into scope. Now Rust provides a lot of libraries automatically in every program. This is called a preload. A library contains a lot of programs, functions, etc., which helps to run up the code that we write. For example, the println macro is part of the standard library that is imported automatically by Rust. This set of libraries which are imported automatically is called the preload. The standard input output is not a part of the preload. So we will need to use the keyword use to import it and bring it into scope for our particular program, because not all programs will require the input outputs. So, and most programs will inevitably require the println. So that is why that is part of the preload, and this is not. Because even if you don't really print something to the terminal, you will use println for like debugging or like checking if the code is running correctly. You will use it a lot. You will realize that you use println a lot, even if you don't use the even if you don't build a program for the terminal. Now, as you guys already know, the fn main will declare a main function. Println will print out text to the terminal. Now this line is new. Let mute guess is equal to string new. Guess is a variable which we will use to store the guess entered by the user. We will use the let keyword to create this variable. Variables can be thought of as references to places in your computer's RAM where your program will store data. Variables in Rust are immutable by default. This means that once a variable is given a value, that value cannot be changed. We will discuss more about mutability and immutability in the next video. But for now, all you need to know is that to make a variable mutable, we add mute in front of the variable name. The equal to signs tells the compiler that we want to bind something to this variable. The string new is a function that creates a new string. For now, all you need to know is that string is used to store text. We will now use the standard IO module that we had imported earlier. We will use the stdin function. This is pronounced as standard input from the IO module, which allows us to handle user input. The next line, read line, takes input from the standard input and stores it into the guess variable. The and that we are placing here passes a reference to read line. References give you a way to access multiple, gives you a way to let multiple parts of your code access one piece of data without copying it into multiple places in RAM. References are quite complex and form a core part of the Rust programming language. We will dive deeper into it in the upcoming videos. For all you need to know now is that references, like variables, are immutable by default, which is why we add a mute after the and. The read line will put whatever the user inputs into the guess variable, but it also returns a result value. Now, result is called an enum, short for enumeration, which is a type which can store one of many possible states. We call each possible state a variant. Results are a very powerful concept in Rust, and we will spend much time in later videos going over it. Result has two variants, OK and ERR, short for error. The OK variant indicates that the operation was successful. Like if you see here, it returns use size. It returns a result. So here, it OK means that the operation was successful. That means read line was able to successfully read the input from the user, and the data is stored in N. If there is an error and we were not able to read the input, the error variant would be generated, and the error variant will contain the error required about why or how the operation failed. Now the dot expect line handles any errors that we might encounter. With expect, the error is caught and the text within the brackets is printed to the screen. There are better methods to handle errors, and we will cover those later in the video. But for now, this should work. And so with readline, usually it is mostly, if we do get an error, it's mostly something wrong with the operating system. It is very hard for a user to purposely make an error. Okay, and the last line, println, will print out the value of guess to the terminal. So let's run this once and see how it goes. Okay, it's asking us to enter the input. Let's enter 12. And it has printed out you guess 12 to the terminal. So this is the first part of our program. This was quite a lot, but hope you guys enjoyed it. We will, in the next section, we will talk about how to generate a secret number and compare it with the guess. Okay, guys. Now we need to generate a secret number that the user has to guess. The secret number should be different each time the game is played. So to keep things interesting, we'll use a random number between 1 and 100. Now, unfortunately, the Rust standard library does not have a random number generator. But if you remember in the previous video, we had seen a rand library in crates.io. We will be using the same one here. So open up the cargo.toml file, and under dependencies, you will have to enter rand equals 0.8.5. Now, Cargo understands semantic versioning. So this 0.8.5 is actually short for 0.8.5. So this means any version which is at least 0.8.5 but smaller than 0.9. Now suppose there is a version of rand which is 0.8.6 that will be used here. Similarly, if we had put one, if we had put one, this means any version of rand which is at least one but smaller than 2. That means it could be 0.9.9 but not 2. Yeah. Then now if we save the file and run cargo build, we can see your cargo has fetched the rand as well as all its dependencies. You may see some versions that are different when you run the code, but because we have put 0.8.5 and thanks to versions uh, uh, and thanks to Cargo's versioning semantics, we will it will ensure that the code will run as per now. Yeah, so let's go back to main.rs and generate a random number. So first we need to bring rand library into scope. So similar to what we did with std.io, we will use rand colon rng. So this rng is a trait. Basically, a trait defines certain methods, and we will dive deeper into traits in the future. But for now, just remember, you just have to know that this RNG has to be in the scope for the code to work. Now, to actually generate a random number, we will need to enter the following code. Okay, so this can be anywhere, but I'll just put it here. So here we are making an immutable variable called secret number. Since the random number is not really going to change throughout the running of the program, we don't need to make it. We don't need to make it mutable. So what we are going to use is this function called thread underscore RNG. This is a random number generator provided by Rand library. So, and then we pass it to a generate range method. So the gen underscore range method takes a range expression and generates random number in that range. The kind of range expression we were using here takes the form. Let's write the form down. Start dot equals end. So this say we've start is 1 and end is 10. So that means this will generate the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 10, both inclusive, which is what we want. We want to generate a random number between 1 and 100. And then this line will print that number out to the console. So let's test this a few times and let's see how it goes. So random number generator is 60. Okay, wheel the center, I guess, is 12. Let's run it again. Random number is 100 now. So we'll enter 45. Let's try it again. See, 84. So as you can see, each time we run the program, a different number is being generated between 1 and 100, which is pretty much what we want. Okay, so now we can go ahead and compare. Now that we have the input and the secret number, we can go ahead and compare them. To compare two values, we will be using an enum called ordering. Let's see. So we have to bring ordering into the scope. So ordering has 3 variants: less, greater, and equal, which is what you would expect if you compare two different values. Now, how we go about comparing it is, let's see, okay. We use an expression provided by Rust called a match expression. So it goes like this: you enter match and then guess.cmp and a reference to the secret number. Once, so this line will compare guess to the secret number, and it produces 3 variants of the ordering enum. So you can have either ordering equal, that means the secret number is equal to the guess. So then you can type you win. If ordering is greater, that means the guess is greater than the secret number. You can type out too big. And if you type ordering less, you should print out. That means the guess is smaller than the secret number, too small. But now, as you can see, my ID is already showing an error. If we try to compile this, let's open up the terminal and put cargo run. Now I get an error. So we are comparing guess, which is a string, to secret number, which is an integer, which is what we get from this expression. Now you cannot compare a string to an integer. So to fix that, we have to convert the string, the guess, to an integer. How we do that? It's pretty straightforward and simple. So we have got the input here. So what we can do is say let guess equal to, we have so guess. Now we can declare what is the type of variable guess is going to be, what data type. We want it to be an integer. So i32 is the standard default integer type that Rust uses, is equal to guess. Now we will go further into data types and the different types of integers and various other numbers using in later videos. So please type so what we've essentially done here is we have taken the guess variable and we have trimmed any white space. So suppose when you enter, you leave like 4 spaces and then you type 45. We don't need those spaces. It will throw an error. So we need to trim. We need to remove the white spaces. Or if you enter, say, 45 and space, that is also wrong. But if you enter 4 space 5, this will be an error because there is no white space at the end of it. There is space in between, which is not really a number. So then pass will convert the string to whatever data type that you have specified here. So this is i32. And again, like as we did before, expect now if there is an error. So instead of typing a number, you type a bunch of characters like ASD, it will throw an error. And so now you might be wondering, there is already guess here. Why are we like are we using the same guess? So what happens here is, this is a concept in Rust called shadowing, which lets us reuse variables. We will go again a lot more detail into this in the future videos, but for now, just know that the output of this is saved in guess. Now, if we save this, now the error is gone. Now if we put cargo run, okay, so our secret number is 38. Now if we enter 40, too big, which is exactly what we expected. Now if we run this again, 91. Let's enter 90. Too small, which is exactly what we expected. Cargo run 85. We enter 85. You win. Now we are not really catching an error. Now say, for example, for inputting a guess, we put REW. So now we get an error saying, please enter a number. Because instead of entering a number, we had entered some characters. So we can improve our program a bit by not like exiting the program when characters have been entered. We will do that in the next section. So now, before we start catching errors, we should implement a functionality where you will keep guessing till you get the right number. So we will use a concept called loops if you come from from another programming language, this is very similar. This concept should not be alien to you. So let's do this. So the syntax for loop is, that's it. Now whatever code is within these two brackets will keep on executing until you tell the program to exit. So what we do is, now let's cut all this. Let's cut this and paste. Now, if we run the program, we will get input a guess, let's say 35. It's too small. So let's guess 60. Too big. Let's guess, what is 59 is a secret number. So let's guess 59. You win. But now see, there's an error. Even after we win, it is asking us to input again. So let's fix that. This is not the ideal way to quit, but for now we will take it. So what we can do to quit the program when we win is, open curly braces here, close curly braces here. We can put break. Now when the loop encounters a break statement, it will exit the loop. Let's also work on the error problem here. Let's delete this. So we will again be using the index and match, the match expression. So match, now this expression gets trim pass will return a result. Now, as you know, a result will have OK, which will contain the data from the successful running of the program, or it will have an error. Now the error comes with an error variable, but we don't really need to see this right now. Or we can actually, you know what, let's take the error program. Error variable. We can say length. Continue. Now what continue does is, it will not execute anything after this. It will go straight back up to the next iteration in the loop. So it will not go into compare. So we will not get an error here. Now, okay. Then now the successful value is saved in num, in this num variable. And here we are returning that num to the guess variable. Now guess, if the code ran properly, it will go into guess, and then the program will continue. But if there's an error, if you didn't enter the proper number, what will happen is it will print the error, and then it will go back to the beginning of the loop. So again, it will come here. So it'll ask you to input it again. So let's see this in action. I think you guys will get a better understanding. Wait, sorry. Okay, let's save this and run cargo run. Now let's say we enter RE. So it says an error, invalid digit found in the string. Now let's try 4 space 5. Invalid digit found in the string. Perfect. This is exactly what you want. 45. Now I guess is too small. The secret number 71. Let's guess 76. Secret number is too big. Let's get 71. Yes, you win, and the program has exited. This is exactly what we wanted. There is one other small change that you guys can do. We don't really need to print out the secret number. That should actually be a secret. So we could just save this. And now if we run, now I don't know the input number. So let's say it's 45. Too small. 45 is too small. Let's go to 80. 80 is too small. Okay, let's try 90. 90 is also too small. 95. 95 is too big. So let's try 93. Yes, I win. So that's pretty much the end of this video, guys. This has been quite a long video and with a lot of concepts. But this is just an introduction to the concepts. If you didn't understand it, it's fine. We will go into deeper details into these concepts in the next few videos. So thanks for watching, guys. If you found the content interesting, please do like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me. I do this part-time. So any encouragement, or if you guys have any doubts, please do comment the doubts. I will definitely reply to those. And if there is and if you feel like there is something which I'm doing wrong or something which can be done better, again, please please comment it below. I will definitely check it and we can get back to it. Thank you, guys. See you guys in the next video.